When a woman has her period, it means she stops for the next week. I mean, she shouldn't have to perform if she's literally bleeding, right? I disagree. That week needs to be known as blowjob week. This is the 1 week every month she gets to work on her technique and show her man just how much she respects him. And respect has a domino effect. It's surprising how easy it can be to live with a man who gets his knob polished every now and then. This isn't something she's obligated to do or should be demanded to do. This is a gift she gets to give. And not only will you sleep well, she'll sleep well knowing she's hitting that white right out of the park.
Stop telling me to go meet someone in the wild when I go in the wild and someone will be staring at me the whole entire night and won't come say hi. How many more times is that going to happen? How many more times am I going to be in the bar, playing pool, at the coffee shop, on a walk, and I will be staring down another person who is staring me down, smiling across the table, whatever, and you don't come say hi? Oh my gosh. What am I meant to do, you guys? Am I gonna have, we always have to make the first move or something? Because, oh my gosh.
We stopped slapping, so they forgot that they don't have the strength of a man.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I think it's good, though, we stopped slapping bitches.
I don't know about that. There's a few I would like to slap.
I'm looking at all these women fight men online. I was like, why?
That's why.
Yeah.
Because you stopped slapping them, and the female ego is ridiculous. I mean, these women, they literally think what they see in the movies is real. I'm not saying just go around smack random women.
Yeah.
I'm saying you start acting like a you want to get in someone's face. All it takes is one smack to realize you're not as strong as a man.
When I grew up, I used to see my father hit my mom. I hated it. So I was like, you know what? I'm never going to do that again.
And now your wife's out of control.
I think men these days are not as willing to be rejected or take a risk. Men aren't really approaching.
I hear this from women.
Men are not interested anymore. You notice there's not videos of men begging, wondering where all the women are. No, it's men aren't really that interested in dating and approaching women anymore. They're just hanging out with the bros, getting drunk, having fun, going back home, beating their meat, and continuing on to another day. But what's so crazy is that y'all keep asking, why are men not approaching? But then all you do is want to insult them for not approaching. It's like they could be minding their own business, and y'all are insulting them because they're not making y'all the center of attention. That's wild to me. Y'all said, hey, guys, we don't be so lustful. Men are men told men, stop being lustful. All right, cool. Men got the word. Men stop being lustful. They're just cool. They were just hanging out doing their thing. Now it's where's all the men at? A lot of y'all got the attention you were getting because men were being lustful. Men are not being lustful, and y'all are like, but where aren't they approaching us anymore? But you notice, it ain't men going, where's all the at? We see where y'all are at. We know y'all are at. And shockingly, rates are sky high. Who are y'all If the men aren't approaching, who are y'all to keep spreading?
What was the number that you told him?
4.
What was it actually?
150.
Excuse me?
Sorry, Mom.
Wait,
Sorry,
how old were you?
I was 19. I had a friend who had an older sister, and she told me, have sex with as many people in high school as you can because no one has.
But this is why I say you will never know unless a woman is honest with you. She told a dude for he was happy, and then her conscience ate at her. Shout out to her for having a conscience, I guess. I don't know if any man can live with that.
We don't know. That girl math is what's happening every day. We don't know their past. Now, we can tell what's happening in the present or the future, but we do not know that past. Every time you speak, if it ever came up and a woman has this conversation with you, she's never went past 5. I've never had a conversation and a woman went past 5. Ever. She just said 4 and she 150.
What was the number that you told him?
4.
What was it actually?
150.
Excuse me?
Sorry, Mom.
Wait,
Sorry,
how old were you?
I was 19. I had a friend who had an older sister, and she told me, have sex with as many people in high school as you can because no one has.
But this is why I say you will never know unless a woman is honest with you. She told the dude for he was happy, and then her conscience ate at her. Shout out to her for having a conscience, I guess. I don't know if any man could live with that.
We don't know. That girl math is what's happening every day. We don't know their past. Now we can tell what's happening in the present or the future, but we do not know that past. Every time you speak, if it ever came up and a woman has this conversation with you, she's never went past 5. I've never had a conversation and a woman went past 5. Ever. She just said 4 and she's 150.
My girlfriend behind my back was calling me Porcahontas.
They told me not to make his lunch. Oh, okay. They told me not to fold his laundry. Yeah. They told me not to pay for dates. Okay. Take me through that. Take me through that.
Listen, baby, I'm going to give an opinion that's going to probably be unpopular amongst y'all, okay? Because I know how y'all like to tussle. Do what works for the man that you're with. Sis did what worked for the man that she was with. For those of you who are new here, I'm a certified life coach. I specialize in love and relationships, self-development, and finances, and I have been doing so for close to a decade. And something I can tell you as someone that has coached dozens of couples, probably coming up on 100 at this point. If you want to be a wife, you have to, one, want to be a wife. What does that mean? You have to want the marriage, not the wedding, okay? Number 2, if you want to be a wife, you within yourself have to be satisfied with whom you are. If you are not satisfied with whom you are, that man that you're dealing with is not going to be satisfied with who you are. And number 3, if you want to be a wife, you have to cater to the man in the way that he receives it. Not every single man is going to want you to cook and clean. Because baby, some of them could probably cook and clean better than you. Some of them probably enjoy it more than you do. Not every man is going to want you to wash and fold his clothes. Why? Because maybe he likes to take his clothes to the dry cleaners. Not every single man is going to want to portray the exact resemblance of a traditional role. Now, if you have one that does, cool. Follow what sis says. Don't listen to what anyone says on the internet. But if it's not those things, you have to figure out what is it that he wants. And I'm only speaking to the women who have the desire to be married because, baby, I don't have time for the conversation about what women should do and don't be male-centered. First and foremost, if you want a husband, you have to center the man. Not men, but the man. More importantly, if you want a husband, you have to center yourself. And a lot of y'all don't know how to do that. Because either you get too caught up in one way or the other. You get caught up in the gender roles, like overly doing the gender roles, or you get caught up in not doing anything at all because you don't feel like you have to because he's not your husband and he will never be your husband because you do not know how to cater to his needs. But for those of you who want to first and foremost learn yourself and then learn how to cater to the man that you want, the link is in my bio. I have how to date sessions. I have one-on-one sessions. Let's work on that. If that's not really within your budget right now, sign up for the subscription. You can ask questions. We do live. You get discounts on my services and much more. Stay safe.
She want to be independent. Listen, I'm going to give y'all some real talk from a married woman. I'm going to tell you the truth. The truth is that marriage is hard. The truth is that marriage is sacrifice. The truth is that if you're going to marry somebody and you believe that life is going to be cookie cutter, clean cut, you're never going to have to sacrifice, you're never going to have to work, then your partner is going to be miserable. I don't know what else to tell you. But one way or another, you're going to have to do both of those things in order to have a marriage. Now, what is the point of a marriage? Why are you sticking it out with somebody? Well, I'm going to tell you that if you decide to be single and independent, I hope you also have purse strings. And I say that because I am finding that there are so many older women, and I'm talking about in their 60s, not even that old, who are finding that life is a struggle. Life is really hard, actually, when you are getting older and you have decided to be strong and independent and all by yourself and ain't nobody going to tell you nothing. Yeah, that's cute until you hit that age, let's call it midlife, and you're finding that your kids are now grown and gone and they're trying to live their own life, and there's choices. You're either going to suffer by yourself because P.S. life gets harder as you get older, or you're going to become somebody's burden, and guess what? That means your kids. Now, as a good parent, you're supposed to want your kids to have better, do better, be better. You're not supposed to live your life being brutal to everyone who crosses your path so that you can end up being somebody that they have to take care of. You know, that's the whole point of the partnership. So once again, what is the point of marriage? Why are you going through the sacrifice? Well, in the end, it's supposed to pay off. You're supposed to have somebody who you've grown with, somebody that you've built something with, somebody you can lean on in the tough times, because baby, tough times are going to happen. And at the end of the day, those who have not decided to listen have learned the lesson the hard way in the end. I defy you to find many, not one, not two, because there's an exception to every rule, but several women who are genuinely happy all by themselves. Oh, and who aren't rich.
And I'm glad she said tough times are going to happen. That's the point of marriage, is to build something. Modern women are not good at that. They don't want to build. A lot of these modern women out here, they want to start from what you're talking about, from what you eventually get to. They want to start off, not even from the middle. It's like, okay, you know, he's doing relatively well. They want to start all the way at the top and just, okay, I'm here, I've arrived. That's why they go and get degrees and stuff like that. They might even go get a home, and it's for themselves. But it's, once again, it's building their resume to say, I deserve more. When really, honestly and truly, you might have a lot of accomplishments, but it's all fluff because your attitude is bad. You don't know how to deal with a man. You don't know how to nurture a man. You don't know how to provide for a man in the same way that a man provides for you. Obviously, it's different. You're not going to provide for each other in the same ways, but essentially, you're not doing your part. And that's where a whole lot of issues come from, is you don't want to do anything in marriage. You want the man to do 95 to 99% of the stuff while you just kind of sit there and look cute.
Unpopular opinion: you cannot build a future with a woman who thinks advice is an attack. Especially when that advice is coming from a place of love, baby. A relationship cannot grow if the correction feels like criticism. If every concern feels like control. He's not trying to control you just because he tells you what he sees. Every conversation don't need to turn into some kind of defense. Sometimes your partner isn't trying to tear you down. They're trying to help you become better by letting you know what they see. Growth requires humility. If someone can't receive guidance, accountability, and constructive feedback, they struggle to build anything with anybody, period, anyway.
When I first got into the game, I was really shocked how men would literally pay me just to take me out. Paid me just for my number. I'm not telling anyone to become a 3 or 4, but it was one of the most life-changing things that I've ever done. Like, it showed me the true definition of play the game or get played. You know, I was so used to helping a man be a man that I didn't even realize that there's men in the world that will give me exactly what I want and more. So that's exactly why I get on here and I tell y'all never to settle, because there's always a man out there willing to do whatever you want and give you whatever you want.
Men don't need a lot. They just need the right things consistently. And when a man feels fulfilled by his woman, he becomes the most loyal, grounded, and devoted partner you will ever have. Let me break this down. The 5 things that matter the most. Number 1 is respect. This is number 1 for a reason. Men don't love the way women love. Men love through respect. Speak to him in a way that does not strip him of his freaking dignity. Do not belittle him, nag him, or question his competency when he's trying. A man who feels respected gives everything back tenfold. Number 2, peace. Men go to war in the world every single day. They deal with certain pressures, expectations, and responsibilities that women never see. When he comes home, he's not looking for more chaos. He's looking for calm energy and a woman who isn't constantly in fight mode. Be his peace, and he will protect that peace with his life. Number 3, appreciation. Men don't hear thank you enough. They notice every little thing they do because they do it for you. His effort doubles when you actually acknowledge it, not with some exaggerated praise, just genuine gratitude. A simple, I love how you handled that, or I really appreciate you, goes to his soul. Number 4, affection and intimacy. Men need physical closeness to feel emotionally connected to you. So touch him, kiss him, make love to him, initiate it sometimes. Make him feel wanted, not tolerated. When a woman gives her man affection freely and confidently, his loyalty is locked in. Number 5, admiration. Let him know that you see him. You notice who he is. You believe in him. Men rise to the level of a woman who believes in their potential. When he feels admired by you, he expands. His purpose grows. His desire to provide, protect, and love you grows with it. So keep your man satisfied, okay? It has nothing to do with perfection. Nobody's perfect. It is not about being a maid, a mother, or a doormat. It's about being a partner who understands how men feel love, respect, peace, appreciation, affection, and admiration. That's it.
If you're an Instagram model and you're constantly flying back and forth to Dubai, I know who you are. More importantly, I know what you are. I was at a pool club the other day and I saw this super pretty woman sitting alone by the water. And one thing about me, I'm going to shoot my shot, respectfully, of course. And this woman is obviously way out of my league. I'm talking about this shot is coming from the parking lot, not even on the same court. So I walk up to her, we start talking. She's actually really sweet. Like, she's down to engage in a conversation. So, you know, we get the regular stuff out the way. Where are you from? And I float the idea that we should go on a date. And she goes, you can't afford me. And I wasn't even offended. In my head, I was like, honestly, if a girl says that, like, she's probably right. Like, regular women that go on regular dates don't say that line. So I was like, what does it take to afford you? And she was like, dude, I come to Dubai like once a month. I get flown out. I don't pay for a single thing. I stay in the best hotels. I go to the best restaurants and to the best clubs. I have tables all the time. I go see private DJ sets. I'm literally hanging out with celebrities and like the biggest people of Dubai. And I'm like, who are you famous? Like, who are you? And she's like, I am a model on Instagram. She says she's just been doing this for years. And I was like, is that fun? Like, you just come here and meet a complete stranger and then spend like a week. I don't even know how long you spend with them, like a weekend with them. Like, what if they suck? And she was like, oh, I'm not usually alone. And then she points to a group of like 5 other gorgeous women. And she's like, we've all been doing this for a couple years. We've now just become friends. And I was like, so you guys just come here, party, and then go home? Nothing else? And I'm kind of hinting towards like, what is going on here? And she doesn't really say it, but she's like, other stuff happens too. So I was like, okay, this super famous or super rich Dubai guy flies you out. You hang out with him. You eventually have adult activities with him. And then you just go home. And this happens over and over again. And she was like, yeah, this is my life. Like, it's fun. So eventually I say bye and I leave. But I learned a lot. Before, if I had said anything about people going on Dubai trips, it would just be a baseless like comment. And now I have from the source, from an Instagram model who told me about her friends who I saw right there. I now know if you're a girl that keeps going back and forth to Dubai, I'm aware. And there's nothing wrong with that, honestly. I don't mind. Like, who knows? If I was a girl that got flown out to like such a lavish city doing all the lavish things, like, I don't know, maybe it's fun. I don't like, there's nothing wrong with it, but I know.
We multiply whatever you give them, right? Like, you give us a bag of groceries, we give you a 5-course meal. You give us a house, we give you a home. You give us a little something, maybe we give you a baby 9 months later. We multiply because we do so much for you. We do so much. We dote over you. We do all the things for you. And all we want is that little bit of sugar in return. That's it. Why are you looking at me like that?
Uh-oh.
Why are you looking at me like that? What? You think that you do a lot too? Yes, you do. Guys do a lot. I'm not trying to take that away from you. You do so much. But we do so much more. We do all the things.
Now, if you were looking at this piece of content of anyone other than J-Lo, I think that the majority of the things that she's trying to posture might seem innocuous. But the context matters here because J-Lo, in being in the 90s, voted one of the most beautiful women to exist on earth. And having multitude of relationship failures throughout her life, you understand that context matters. Setting up that by definition of being a woman means that you are owed something, or that you are a queen or a prize simply for existing, without a true assessment into the value that you give in a relationship. When two people, emojis, when two people are together is absolute insanity. Men worth their weight in salt require women that think that they are worth their weight in salt to look in the mirror and really look at how it is that you multiply a situation as a benefit as opposed to a cost. Because if she's not taking the time out to multiply real value, wisdom between the two of you, support between the two of you, or peace to match what the man is pouring into it, then she's not multiplying, she's dividing.
But if you give us any grief,
Okay.
We'll give you 1,000 fucking headaches.
Oh, okay. Imagine a man getting up on stage and said that, hey, listen, we do so much for the ladies, so we're going to bring you headaches if you ever don't listen to us. It just doesn't happen. But instead, the common mantra with the modern woman today is, if we do not get our way, we will be unbearable. Her rhetoric sets up childlike expectations. No wonder she feels like she's never been loved throughout her life, because nothing that you will ever do for a woman with a mindset like this will ever be enough. And I bet you that's exactly what Ben Affleck was reminded of on time number 2 into that marriage.
This is the part of relationships that they don't tell you about, where you're waiting and waiting and waiting. Meanwhile, your girl don't need to put on no makeup. She just put that joint on. I don't even, babe, why you put makeup on?
Because I want to.
Your skin is literally perfect.
My goal for 2019.
16 years. How long you been faithful?
Don't laugh. You can't laugh. Laugh means intimidated.
That came up in court, bro.
No, it didn't. No,
This is your fault.
No, it didn't.
You ruined his marriage. Looking back.
That was funny.
That was hilarious.
You had this crazy divorce. It's sad, but it's over now. Everything's fine.
That's funny.
And you know, women that be sitting out there talking foolishness. Oh man, when I started being a 304, how come you started having to do that? Who told you had to do that? Modern women, you know, and this is why men cannot trust modern women. Oh, I decided to get out of relationships, and I decided to immediately go start doing the wrong thing. Immediately, I decided to get out here and start immediately getting ran through. Who does that? Who does that? I'm tired of taking care of men, this, so I'm going to let men immediately run through me. Come on, man. Do you think that's a mature thing to do? Y'all be wanting men that are emotionally regulated, but then when it comes to you, y'all got the most immature way of looking at things, the most unhealthiest habits you could ever have in and out of relationships. And when a man sees this online, he is not going to want to be around you. At some point in time, you know, really honestly, truly, it's terrible, because at some point in time, these modern women, they're going to want to get out of the life. And once again, they're going to want a man to forget about all the stupid stuff they've been doing. And you have a lot of these other modern women that going to be trapped. They're going to have to stay in the game, but they be done it to themselves. You did not have to go that way. But here you are, once again, as a modern woman, making dumb decisions.
But we can't dehumanize them because
I don't want to dehumanize anyone, but I do want to be clear, because this is my qualm. Society will make you believe that we're saying something different than the normal agenda, that we're saying that it's wrong. I'm not saying that being a is wrong. I'm not saying that living inside of your liberation, it's not wrong to do that. However, there are consequences to doing that. I believe highly that it will disqualify you from a certain caliber of man. There's no way on God's green earth that anyone would be like, yeah, Sarah, this even makes a little bit of sense. If I was super liberated outside in these streets, sleeping with 3 men every quarter.
I don't think that women in general want that. I think that most women who are moving toward being intimate with a man are hoping that something will come from it. We all have the same thing when it comes to our bodies. We all have the same thing.
Sure.
What makes us different is our behaviors, our beliefs, and do we respect ourselves?
I think that's the key.
Yeah.
I think we have to respect ourselves and preserve ourselves.
Yeah.
And for those that are not preserving themselves, I think they are destroying the entire market.
Well, maybe the young women need to start talking to the younger women. And
Yeah, Mom, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
You need to tell them stop hoeing around out here.
No, you don't want to say it like that.
Okay, so what would you say? How would you say?
I would say that it's a wonderful thing. It's a gift from God.
Mm-hmm.
When we're young, it's for boys.
Mm-hmm.
For girls means love. But the boys aren't loving you. They're just looking for. So when you think about that, it's easier to say, no.
You can me when you love me.
Yes, exactly. We have to tell young ladies it's okay to say no. And you know what? When you do say no, what did I say? There was a percentage of boys who would leave within a week. And most of them are gone within 2 weeks. And then the ones that hang around for 3 months, they could be lifelong friends.
Yeah.
And then they can determine whether or not
They can make an informed decision.
They can.
Like, I actually like you for real. I can have good conversations with you. I enjoy hanging out with you. This is just a bonus. So that's the easiest thing. The money are the easiest things.
Yeah, so we have to start telling young people, just say no.
First is when I met my wife, we were just dating. She was like, well, what are we doing? And what is this for? And what is that for? And why are we doing this? And why are we doing that? I'm thinking like, girl, like chill, like we good. You know what I'm saying? But because she been to therapy, because she done work, because she was self-aware, because she knew her, she wasn't going to just settle for not knowing what's going on and where we at and what we're doing. So she made me more intention. She made me move on purpose. And God used her to disrupt my comfort zones, to take me out of place of going with the flow, to being on purpose. And when God could trust me with being on purpose, then he was able to move me into purpose. That's the first thing. The second thing I want to say for men that may struggle with some of the things that women will say is men have this perspective that a woman, and God showed me this, and so I want you to take it to the word if you don't want to take my word for it. God showed me this, that oftentimes, first of all, there are no gender roles that God gave in his word, that a man's supposed to do this and a woman's supposed to do this. There are certain things that Adam brought to the table before he gave him Eve. There are certain ways they tell you to respect and honor and love and different things like that. Absolutely. But the point that I'm trying to make is God said, I will create him a helpmeet for him. After he said, man shouldn't be alone. I will create him a helpmeet for him. And men oftentimes, and I was guilty of this at a point in time too, have the belief system that our women help with our vision. They help with the kids. They help around the house. They help do administrative work. They help with all of these outside entities. But when it came to them helping us develop as men, we drew the line. But there was no limitations to what God said that help looks like. You got to understand that women see a potential in men that we don't always see. I'm pretty sure, bro, you can say that there is times that your wife saw something in you and she was like, you know what? That's good. I can see me, but I didn't see that till you said it. You know
that's
what
why I started laughing when you first started talking, because I said, damn, we must all go through the same experience.
And so women have the ability to see a potential in us that we oftentimes don't see in ourselves. But because we got this perverted perspective of we got to go into a situation and we got to lead, we got to show up at this man, we got to lead. A lot of times God is teaching you how to lead while he's teaching her how to submit. You know what I'm saying? He's teaching her how to submit while he's teaching you how to lead. I guarantee you, if you go to anybody who has been married for more than 3, 4, 5 years, all the way up to 10, 20, the man didn't go in a relationship knowing how to lead. He may have had money. He may have knew certain things from his upbringing, but he learned how to lead while she was learning how to submit. And so I say that to say, as fellas, do not, if you don't allow your woman to come in and help you in the areas that God intended, you will be underdeveloped. How do you know?
I need to crash out for a minute here. Okay, look, I'm not looking my best. I think my hair looks a little greasy. I just came from my son's playoff travel baseball game. I decided afterwards, because it's not my weekend, that I'm just gonna go grab a bite to eat. I didn't want to go sit at home by myself again. That felt depressing, and I was like, I'll just go sit at a bar and have dinner, and who knows, maybe I'll meet someone. No. First of all, there was the bar was at 0. There was no one even there, and then finally, towards the end, a somewhat decent, attractive man comes in. He sits right next to me, looks at me. I could tell, I could feel the vibe that he was interested, but he didn't say one word. Not the entire time. I sat there, I was kind of, angling my body in that direction, hey, I'm interested. If you want to talk to me, I'll talk to you. I, was playing with my hair a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit, a little flirty. I even had a hat. Putting on my hat just in case I looked too greasy. Anyway, point is, people say, oh, why do you go on dating apps? You know, you can just meet someone in real life. Can you? Can you though? Can you actually meet someone in real life? I don't think so. Because you know what? I'm gonna say it. Men in real life are pussies. I said what I said. I don't know. The situation, it feels a little hopeless. Like, I'm angling my body towards you. I don't have a ring on. It's a Sunday night. I'm sitting at a bar by myself. I'm flirting with you without saying anything. I can't quite make eye contact because you're next to me. Did I do something wrong? Let me know.
Women round even the lowest amount of tasks to the nearest everything. This would mean like as soon as she's got to do one thing off of your list, now she's doing everything. She rounded it right to everything. I think they call this a dishonest absolute. This is where I changed the narrative of the story to minimize your contribution, maximize mine without any evidence. I do everything around here. You do not do everything. You do not do everything. That is not a thing. Like, all you do is go to work. I also notice women, when they count, I watch this in our women's group, they count their tasks on a daily basis individually. Like I put 200 dishes away. I put 25 shoes away. I cleaned up 5,000 Legos. Like I did so many things today. All you did was one. You just went to work. He's like, when I do a 1%er job, I do one of the hardest jobs people can't do. I do a dangerous job. That's a very complicated job to do. I'm an engineer or I'm a high-rise construction builder. Like this is a dangerous and difficult job. This is hard to do. Well, they don't know what you do, so they think you just did one thing. You just went to work. Doesn't matter what that is.
At midnight in the hanging tree, are you coming to?
This is for those that happen to think that that little stunt was funny. I would actually like someone to explain to me why this is funny. Because yes, there are unfortunately some women out there that are afraid to walk alone at night. But I feel I should mention, because apparently this isn't well known, there are men that are also afraid to walk alone at night. And yes, I do understand that some women are going to argue that women have always been afraid to walk alone at night. So therefore, it's only reasonable that men understand what women have been going through. Okay, so you're assuming that they don't simply because that they're men, that they don't understand that there's dangers out there in the world. So naturally, the most reasonable thing that some women could do would be to try to scare men into being afraid. What exactly good are you doing in the world?
You know, I look at Sarah and her bringing her mother on the podcast. I think she actually brought her dad on the podcast at one point in time. You know, you do want to have a chat. You hope that you have parents that are grounded. They don't react to every little thing, but they can sit down and give you some actual wisdom. And obviously, when you're a little bit younger, you say a lot of things that's a little bit more, you see a little bit more direct. You can sound kind of brash, rude. But when you get older, you think about it and say it in a more respectful tone. My dad was talking to me the other day about that. It's like, oh, you could say it like this. I ain't gonna say it like that. Well, you could say it a little bit more like this, and you don't have to be this way. You can say the same thing and get your point across. Like, so, I appreciate her bringing that type of knowledge and wisdom on the show, because that's what a lot of these ladies need. Obviously, you expect a woman when she gets up into her 30s and her 40s to have a little bit more of that experience and a little bit more of that wisdom. But we continue to look online and see different modern women and understand that they're just as lost now as they were 20 years ago, 20, 25, 30 years ago.
And they say that some women are lacking in class these days. No idea where they ever would have gotten that idea from. But unfortunately, I foresee posts like this becoming ever increasingly more popular, especially with everything that's going on in the world currently. However, posts like this are specifically designed to garner attention and validation, specifically from other women. And my advice would be, if a person is in that desperate of a need of attention and validation from other women, try doing something positive with someone's time. Say nice things, spread encouragement, and other things that other women probably need to hear, instead of trying to spread disparagement and discontent. But unless, of course, someone is just advertising that they wanted to be a dependa, well, that's another matter entirely, and that's another subject that will certainly need addressing, possibly in the future.
Women don't want to hear this, but it's the truth. Listen to this.
You have traded being submissive to a husband to being submissive to an employer, to a boss, to a corporation. I think a corporation is going to be more cold than a husband. I think a corporation is going to ask you for more than your husband. The corporation, your boss is going to say, show up at 6 a.m., at 7 a.m., wear this. But if a guy's like, hey, I don't want you to go out in public with your hanging out, that's somehow an issue. But of course, that would never fly in the workplace. Like if your job was like, you know, we need you to dress modestly in the workplace.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, boss. I think a husband, a boyfriend is going to ask you for a lot less. You guys have traded it. You've traded it.
Honestly, that's such a great perspective. I never actually thought about it in that way, but honestly, like everything that you said that you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do is literally submitting to a job.
It's submitting to professionalism.
But the job doesn't love you. The job is not going to care about you like that. The job is not going to care if you're sick. The job is not going to care if your mom gets cancer.
They'll fire you.
You're having bad period cramps. Your job does not care, but your husband would.
Oh, he's a creep. He's a weirdo. No, baby girl, he's ugly. That's the problem. He's just ugly. And I really need you ladies to start learning how to say that and stop putting that creepy and weird moniker on men who are undeserving. That man did not do or say anything to you. You did not get stalked. You did not get harassed. You got approached by a monstrosity and you got offended. That's what happened. You're mad that a guy who looks like an extra from the Thriller video thought it was a good idea to approach you. That man did not disrespect you in any way. He did not do anything remotely creepy. The problem is, he's built like a mistake. His face looks like unanswered prayers and his breath smelled like hyena. That's the problem. And I'm not saying that creepy or weird men don't exist, but every man is not creepy or weird. Some men are just ugly. And it's not their fault they're ugly. And he didn't even throw a tantrum when you rejected him. He walked away nicely. Don't go around making it seem like there's something wrong with that man when there's nothing wrong with him. He's just ugly and he liked you. That's it.
Someone asks about your body count. If someone asks how many people you've slept with, like they care, like it's a decision maker in their mind of if they're gonna f you, and it's like, you should be lucky enough to f me anyways. But that's a big red flag for me.
But I just feel in the modern world, I don't really understand why it's relevant. Everyone's sleeping around. I mean, like men and women. So, because I often feel this question seems to be asked a lot about women. Why is it okay for men to sleep around and not for women? That's the thing I don't really understand. Hello, who do you think the men are sleeping with? Women.
The worst era to be in with a dude is when he forgets you getting. Like, please don't forget I chose you. You ain't picked me.
And I hate when hoes say that like that is a flex. You should be ashamed of yourself. You shouldn't even want a lot of close to you. And that just goes to show how the value of keep going down gradually every year. Like what? Gonna turn down some, you know what I'm saying? Y'all be on here talking about, oh, men ain't this and men ain't that and men is horrible. Y'all flexing about getting instead of knowing how to be a fucking wife. Fuck out of here.
I had a guy over just to cuddle. Like I was like, hey, want to come over and only cuddle? And for some reason he agreed to this. I was like, you're getting nothing else. I just want to be held. And I have to say, it was like the best sleepover ever.
Ladies, trust me when I tell you that men get just as much out of this as you do. They love to cuddle because most men absolutely love physical touch. They need that to feel loved. And that does not just include being intimate with you. I bet you anything this man had some of the greatest sleep of his life.
You know, it pains me, like, when I realized that I was the only that was taking this girl serious, I don't know if embarrassed is the word, but I genuinely, I can't believe it, bro. I can't believe it. I remember, bro, when I found out everyone was taking her like as a joke, I was so sick. Not only because of what I was hearing. I'm hearing is hitting that, passing that, all types of shit. Not only because what I was hearing, but like, bro, why? Like, I'm the only that's respecting her, bro. And I was just like, I just didn't understand. I didn't know how to feel.
Ladies, let me give y'all some advice real quick, okay? When you first meet a man, do not ask him to pay your bills. It's going to make him feel like that's all you want from him, or he's going to put you in a broke category. When he take you on dates, do not be strolling through your phone the whole time, and do not talk about your ex at all, because he's going to feel like you're not that interested in him, okay? Do not post him or anything y'all do on social media, because it's not their business and he's not your man yet. From my understanding, men don't like when we address ourselves as alpha women, so we gotta stop that, ladies. He will notice how hard you work. He will notice how you take care of business, and he gonna notice all the things you do for yourself. Also, let me say this. If you go to him often for advice, and he notices you don't do what he say, you're gonna push him away, because he's gonna feel like you don't value his opinion, or he's gonna feel like you're not willing to listen to him.
How realistic are y'all both able to really withstand a relationship with a woman that makes more money than you?
I don't know. I mean, I've met plenty of women that are up, but I've never dated one, because I made money so I can have a family. I make money so I can protect and provide for you, so we can have children, so we can have a house, so they can go to great schools, so we can be together. A lot of the women that I have came across with that are financially stable and financially affluent, they use their money to get away from me, meaning men. And I am not the type of person that likes to be somewhere where I am not celebrated, I'm tolerated. So a lot of the rich chicks that and a lot of them my friends, they my dog. I know by talking to them that they see their money as a way away from men, away from the family, away from a two-parent household. I only made this to bring it to you so we could bust it down. That's my answer. Did I answer it?
You answered it, honestly.
But I mean, listen, I'm not opposed to it. Goddamn, you know what I'm saying? A young man? No. Jada Waiter. That ugly money. Jada, way you deserve better, baby. That ugly money. That man playing in your face. In public. That ugly money. And that man paying women what he should be paying you. See, that's a violation. If he gave some dick away, that's here no there. But the fact of the matter is that he gave the funds away with the dick. See, that's cheap. I would never put a bitch up. I might goddamn dick a bitch down. You ain't gotta have no rap record to have no motherfucking money, baby. And they got nice smiles and good health. I'm sorry. I kind of went somewhere. I'm trying to tell you guys at this point. It's just the fact that I've learned something, and I owe it to myself as a real one to each one teach one. And I've made it so affordable that, it's $20, and I can show you exactly how you can make $20,000, $30,000 per month. You ain't got to take off your clothes. You ain't got to do OnlyFans. You ain't got to subject yourself to BS or whatever. But you can make real money on social media to the point where your children can run it and give them all the money if that's the case. You dig what I'm saying? Just DM the word content. The course is just $20, or you can book a one-on-one call with me where I teach you directly or whatever. It's a little more of a here nor there, but you can get everything you need for $20. DM # content. I don't know what else to tell you guys, man. Unless you just love that job that you hate, and you want to work 40 hours a week for $40,000 for 40 years to retire broke, this is life-changing information. And if not, hey, keep doing it. I'm not trying to sell you, but it's here for you. Get other way.
There you go, I fixed it. Now you don't have to worry about it slipping anymore.
You know something, big homie? I think I have an even easier fix for you. Just mind your own business, stop projecting your daddy issues, lack of control and intimacy on everybody else, and just shut the living up. There.
Didn't say I was wrong, though. Nice shirt, by the way. She can put a shirt and pants on. You're acting like I'm asking her to put handcuffs and chains around her ankles. I don't think guys should objectify women. Quite the opposite. I think they should wait until marriage. Sorry, I don't want my woman going out in public dressed like a... But apparently, you like hotel room chairs, so that's tough.
Deadass look at you dead in your face and say, I'm not going to do this unless I have a ring on my finger. How the f- do you expect to get the ring on your finger if you're not doing what you need to do to get the ring on your finger? You're just gonna, as soon as you get the ring, you're just gonna switch. You're just gonna flip a switch. That is not how this works. You have to be actively acting as a wife to then get the ring. You can't just do what you want, get a ring, and then act like a wife. That's not how this works.
50K to cousins, post a caption, pray none of my enemies hold me captive. I grieve different.
This is happening currently to a lot of you motherfuckers, so I'm gonna drop some free game for you. Rule of thumb for this not to happen to you: if you do start talking to a girl and within 3 days of texting her you don't have a date scheduled, stop talking to her. You're a full-grown adult and you're texting somebody all day long for what? Not to meet up with them and see how they are, get to know them? So if you've been texting for a couple days and you don't have a date scheduled, she's just not that into you. Give it up, move on to the next one.
I be telling these dudes, if you can't afford the maintenance, don't test drive the car.
Well, ma'am, according to Carfax here, I see a lot of body work done onto it, and you do have some aftermarket parts as well. I noticed it wasn't until about page 24, I see some rear end damage. A lot of rear end damage here. I'm not too sure what happened there, but we're definitely going to get that looked at, and it's probably not going to be valued for what you think you're going to get for it.
And that's about the long and short of it. A lot of these modern women think that just because they've got a lot of work on their body done, if you go deeper into what they've been up to, well, I want to make over because of this, and I want to make over because of that. Modern women are notorious for getting makeovers, moving into a different city and trying to start over, wipe the slate clean, and have a new life. Honestly and truly, with the way that some of these modern women act, that's kind of what you have to do. Everybody knows you in that town, and nobody would want to come near you. So you have to not only leave the state, in some instances, you have to leave the country. You have to leave the country. Oh man, I found my man in Venezuela. Fantastic. Good for you. He don't know what you've been up to. He don't know how you've been clowning and acting a fool. And I guess in that instance, ignorance is bliss. But honestly and truly, if y'all wouldn't have been acting a fool like that, go out there and have a little bit of fun, you explore a little bit, but kind of pull it back, then you would have been in a better position. Modern men keep on trying to tell modern women, you're going too far. You're doing too much. And then when I see what you're doing, you try to sit up here and shame me for not wanting what you got going on, for not respecting what you got going on. You're not a real man. I guess I'm not. But I guess also I'm not going to be with you.